consumer of knowledge, TGCK. Back to you with one video. This video is not so much more of statistic based, but it's a lot more of mental based, a lot more of you just gotta think about it. And if you want to look up the stats to back it up, there are plenty of videos to look at. I'm here to talk to you about passing and the statistic assist in basketball does not mean you're making your teammates better. That was a very huge thing some years ago, but that is no longer the case. Granted, I don't know the stats off the top of my head, and frankly, I'm just not going to look up the statistics for it. Just realizing I was putting it off. I'm like, it doesn't matter. What I do remember is every year after 2008, or during 2008, really, of Kobe Bryant and those Lakers when they went to the finals 3 years in a row, all of his teammates, most of his teammates really were shooting or scoring or doing something at a career high level. That is not a joke. That is not an opinion. I remember that as being fact. Look it up. And what's crazy is that a lot of people would say, first of all, Kobe Bryant averaged only 5 assists during his whole career, and he wasn't really a passer, but whenever his teammates played on the same court as him, they would play better. And that's not just a matter of, oh, he passed them the ball, so of course they're going to get better. LeBron is one of the greatest passers of all time. He's one of the greatest passers of all time. But in the earlier years, he would average a whole rack of assists, but his teammates would be shooting career lows in a lot of their statistics. Not saying that LeBron wouldn't make his teammates better, but he made his teammates better in a different way. So when I hear people say, "Oh man, he averaged a lot of assists, he's making his teammates better," I feel like that's kind of outdrawn. That's something that you probably shouldn't say, because at the end of the day, if you're thinking basketball, you got to understand just giving your teammate an open shot is not making them a better player. It's never made them a better player, because that's how you practice. You practice with the open shot, but making your teammates better is pushing them to that point mentally of saying, I can do this, of them doing something that they've never thought about doing on the court. If you really want to break down what basketball is, it is not one player doing this. It is 5 to 12 different players making one cohesive team and winning. You've got to make it work as a team. And one player dominating the ball, two players dominating the ball is not going to work. You need everybody to get their touches. You need everybody to have their feel. You want everybody to be comfortable and get into their own rhythm, because you're going to need those teammates. And LeBron was actually one of the greatest at doing that. He played like everybody played in 2K. You for the first 3 quarters, you let your teammates do you. In the fourth quarter, you going off for 30, and you only had 10 points in the first 3 quarters. That's the type of player LeBron really was, and he trusted teammates that you probably wouldn't be like, I wouldn't trust him as much, especially in his younger years, and especially now he trusts his teammates so much. He makes sure he gives every last one of his teammates the best opportunity to become better. And with that being said, you just got to understand that there's a level of knowledge in basketball that obviously I don't know, but you've got to look at it and see that basketball is all a mental game for the most part. Of course, being tall is being blessed, and having speed, God-given abilities is great and all, but none of that matters if you don't have the skill and knowledge to back up whatever you've got. You could be 7'2". If you can't do a pull-up now or dribble the ball, you suck. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only 5'7", so who am I to really talk about anything? But I used to be pretty good back then. Uh, and now I'm just more of a thinker when it comes to stuff. I used to be pretty good. I wasn't great. You look back at my career, I never even went. I never played on a school team. I played for my recreation center, only averaged like 0.3 points or averaged like 2 points a game. I was not nowhere near the star, nowhere near anything like that. I played around a lot of just talented people, man. And these people, I still remember to this day, man, these guys were amazing. And they were a lot better than a lot of people that I've seen in, college when I went to community college and stuff like that. But they never got the opportunity, never gave themselves the opportunity. I went on a little tangent, but I've said all that to say, like, who am I to really talk about this? But I've studied the game a lot to the point where I feel like I know a lot about the game and what it brings. And when it comes to people looking at the assist as making your team better, I wouldn't do that. I would look at, the plus minus really does a lot. Uh, but not really. There's no real perfect stat to show that. You got to really look at the team. You got to look at the games, see who truly makes their teammates better. And that could be either on or off the court. You got to understand team chemistry plays a part in a lot of this. So the title of this video is just going to be like the assist doesn't matter. And yeah, it sounds like clickbait, but it kind of doesn't matter to me. For the most part, obviously the assist shows that you have court vision. It shows that you can see the open man, probably when nobody else really can. But remind you, John Stockton is has statistically one of the greatest assist numbers that we've ever seen. But he sucked as a point guard. Yeah, you pass that much, you're gonna get a lot of assists. But he had Karl Malone. Karl Malone, regardless of how you think of him as a person, as a player, he was damn good. He was damn good at making shots. He was good at everything, and a lot of Stockton's assists came from Karl Malone. So, you can't really use the assist as saying, oh, he's making his teammates better. If anything, he just sees his teammates being open. So when you really look at basketball is a game about movement. It's a game about passing to everybody. That whole system of one point guard, one guy can bring up the ball all at one time is over. Anybody can bring up the ball, which means now you got to be a team to win. You can't just be, one great player on a terrible team and they go to the finals. That's not how that's going to work anymore. That's never how that's going to work anymore. So next time we all play basketball with the team, remember, yeah, you got Dimer, but you would much rather have floor general. Appreciate you, and more videos coming soon.